Comrades, our province and our municipalities are dirty. Dirty. Dirty.
And those municipalities that do best are not ANC-controlled municipalities. And I can name it here because there's nothing wrong with competition. They are often DA-controlled municipalities. We need to ask ourselves, what is it that they are doing that is better than what we are doing? And there's nothing wrong with us saying we want to go and see what Cape Town is doing. We want to go and see what Stellenbosch is doing. How do they craft everything? We need to be moving up the ladder of being good at what we do. We cannot forever stay at the bottom. It hurts me deeply when I continue to see that our municipality.
Justice. Emona mohalema balamadi mfa balamadi balamadi laitiak madi emona justice emona mohalema emona mulalo.
ANC comrades are losing their minds over Cyril Ramaphosa's admission that the DA is the best, the EDA is the best at running municipalities and councils. Why are they losing their minds? Because he told them the truth. So I don't want to say a lot of things, but we all know it's the truth and it's been contested many times. And you would know, one of the things that I've done, I have went out to ask DA and ANC people, where are your councillors living? Because that must be a determining factor. Just think about it. Why, if your party is the best, why do you stay in places where the other party leads? Think about it. It's a almost Sankarism kind of thing set up, where Julius Malema and the earlier founding fathers of the EFF said they are going to use the facilities of government because this is where they rule. This comes from Thomas Sankara of Burkina Faso. But I don't want to be long. I want them and I want others to say the thing that I want to say, just so you don't say Mashani has done it. But I've went on the ground and I actually believe the president was correct. But anyway, do the councillors of the ANC have a choice? They actually don't have a choice. And I'll explain to you why. Cyril Ramaphosa is filthy rich. They are not going to be filthy rich without corruption. So Cyril Ramaphosa say, can I stop what you are doing? But did he stop himself doing what he has done? There is no commodity or service Cyril Ramaphosa has ever sold to make him a millionaire. And someone say, oh, Mashani, you are just being simplistic. Mvela Panda Holdings, all of those comrades, they sold something to be filthy rich. And then when they are filthy rich, then they buy this thing. And then they say, no, we are selling this thing, but who gave you the money to buy this thing? That's just the basics. As simplistic as it is, Mashani politically correct, check who is the best, because I contest. Because I don't want to compare other parties. ANC, DA. Cyril Ramaphosa was correct. Mashani politically correct. Each other.
Because we have a proven track, good governance and doing things and getting. So we are a party that works for the people and not claim to be working for the people. Sometimes we take our time because we want things to be done perfectly.
The EFF has done very well above you in 2024.
Yeah.
Is that a reason to panic?
No. Look, even if you look at the 2019 results, they did well. 2021, we wanted them. So local government and national government elections are two different dynamics. You know, that is why we even say that even the EFF leaders, the ANC leaders, they live in DA wards because they understand the DA difference. So even if you ask people locally,
repeat that.
I'm saying EFF leaders and ANC leaders and every other leader of political parties, they live in DA wards because they know the DA difference. That is why they holiday in the Western Cape. So the point of the matter is that we are all saying is that
Winter says ANC leaders live in wards where DA is a councillor?
Yeah, of course. Bonzo lives in Mooikloof.
And then his councillor is a DA member. So he's a traitor because he left a base where he's strong at. He went to go and live.
And where does Offense live?
I don't know. You tell me, where does he live?
Sure.
You speak about Waterkloof. Jackie A says the chairperson of Tshwane ANC lives in Waterkloof. She lives in Equestria. DA member Ufenze lives in Soshanguve. She insists ANC leaders live in wards that are run by DA. Is that true? Do you want to challenge there and specifically state where you live?
All ward councillors of the ANC live in their wards. Let's start first day.
No.
We'll get to
No, you are
this.
being disingenuous.
No. I'm getting to the leaders. You ask me. No. You say Jackie Ace.
Says
Jackie Ace.
Jackie A says all ANC leaders live in wards run by DA. So it's a challenge. She's posing it on you as leaders of the ANC. Do you want to accept the challenge by proving to her that you live in a
No, I want to show you the flip side of it.
Yes.
Since I came to university till today, I've never lived in an ANC ward.
You've always lived
because Hatfield is an DA area.
Okay, so
No, I'm just proving the flip side.
so she's correct. Is correct that ANC leaders live in DA wards.
Let's be pragmatic.
Okay,
Nearly 300 politically elected officials can't read or write. No ways, this can't be real. If you're one of those councillors watching, let me read this article out loud for you because Lord knows you don't know what it says. Almost 300 councillors in KZN can't read or write, according to a skills audit. A political expert says there's a direct correlation between uneducated councillors and backsliding state of municipalities in KZN. Also, though, there's a problem if the journalists can't write properly either. For the councillors watching again, it says nearly 300 councillors from KwaZulu-Natal unable to read or write, but it's like left and right. The minister says one of the uneducated councillors sat on the eThekwini Council, and the minister is quoted as saying a 65.5 billion rand budget that all the councillors must help him, the mayor, with. Do you think they can read that figure with due respect? I am not sensing due respect. Can I just say that this kind of makes sense? Because sometimes things start going horribly wrong and the councillors rock up and talk to the media and they do not look surprised that things are going horribly wrong. I mean, imagine any document that is put forward to you as a councillor to sign. Sure, people can read to you what they pinky swear it says, but you have no actual confidence that what you have signed is what you've been told it says. Also want to know how the corruption gets organized? Like without text, is there just voice notes? So the minister says we need to have academic requirements even for councillors, and I get it. One thing though, we do live in a very unequal country, and there are many people who, by adulthood or even into adulthood, do not have good opportunities to get a good education. And they can't just be not allowed to be political leaders who can get elected. Like that really undercuts the whole point of democracy. But once they do...
You received 150 million, and I'm asking you, you get paid to do what?
One must indicate that we are a special district municipality.
No.
We are special.
Look, no. You are special, you are everything. Describe yourself. I don't want the description. I want to know, what do you do? Don't describe yourself. You're beautiful, you're tall, you're handsome. Leave that. What do you do? Let's deal with that aspect.
That's one of the reasons why, Chairperson, we are crying out
No. What do you do? Don't go around. Just tell us you do this, you do this, you do this. That's all I want.
Difficult to explain without explaining how special we are. Yes, we are special.
Uri what's happening? Una le batho mo ntlong e? Ba dula mo ntlong e? Mara it's dangerous. Bona mo una le something mo like king, ke fish or king.
Mona ki toti fela ki toti batho bana
o be a dula mo kae motho o tsamaye ha ona mo ka
Two people calling themselves mayors. I'm talking about Diana Pitso as well as Itumele Moarabi, following the council meeting that was convened on the 9th of last month, on the 9th of July to be specific, where Diana Pitso was removed as the mayor and Itumele Moarabi was, installed as the mayor during that time. But Diana Pitso approached the High Court, the Northwest High Court in Mahikeng, to seek intervention or relief from the court, but the agency of the matter was dismissed, and then it means that the case will go to a normal court roll. So that's the situation at this stage, but still she is maintaining that she's still the legitimate mayor of the Ramotshirimwila local municipality. But why are we here today? There's also another development as far as the municipality is concerned. There was a shooting incident yesterday, police confirming that they are investigating that matter. Apparently the statement, I've just received the statement from the DA telling us about that incident, that it happened around 5:45, 5:45 yesterday in the morning, and they are calling for the provincial intervention here at the Ramotshirimwila local municipality, saying that the MEC for Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs must step in and intervene in the Ramotshirimwila local municipality. So with regard to that incident, the statement from the DA is saying that the incident involved a violent confrontation between the municipality's contracted security company Fusion Tactical Company as well as the bodyguards of some councillors here. That's what the statement from the DA is saying. But the police are not saying much about the incident, except that they are still investigating this matter, and one security officer, we understand, that was wounded during that incident. But let me speak to Teboho Mugwere from Tsepo Mugwere from the union SAMU, who's going to talk to us about the safety of workers. Because if I can just bring our viewers to speed with regard to the situation, the municipal manager issued a directive yesterday and said that workers should not come to work yesterday and even today, and then directing them to come to work tomorrow. That's why I'm now bringing to this conversation SAMU. Thank you very much for joining us this morning on SABC News. Tsepo, just talk to us about that incident, the shooting incident, which led to workers not coming to work since yesterday.
Morning, thank you. I can't dwell too much in terms of what happened yesterday. The only concern that we are having here as SAMU is the safety of the employees in terms of what happened yesterday. So in terms of what happened yesterday, we can't dwell too much into it because the matter is within the police officers.
So, but are you happy about the decision that has been taken by the municipality to say workers should not come to work until tomorrow?
I think we should be happy because as some we were the one who forced the municipality, the municipal manager to close down the offices in terms of the safety of the officers. So the decision that we influenced for MM to do, we are happy about it up to so far.
Of the Ramotshirimwila local municipality in Northwest. Mayor Diana Pitso told the Joint Committee on SCOPA, the AG and Corporate Governance about how 40 gun-toting men are holding on to the municipality's keys. The municipal manager has also come forward to speak about how unsafe it is to work in that municipality. Meanwhile, service delivery has been compromised. At the center of this is ANC.
There was a shootout between the service provider, which is the Fusion, and the Nkabis that were rented from the Zamazamas. They are still in our municipality. The municipality has been hijacked since the 9th of August to date.
These bodyguards or Nkabis from wherever they come from are still in the municipal building.
It feels like we are watching a Showmax documentary here.
I think the people of Northwest are taken for a mockery.
And the Speaker, I must say that I'm really disappointed because we got umama nje umdala uhloniphekile ukuthi ungaba yiphathi of enabling such criminal elements. On top of the removals that must happen here, there must be criminal cases that must be opened against people.
I've never experienced such a thing like this. The people of Northwest do not actually deserve such an embarrassment.
I've never seen something like this in my life. And really, you should get your act together and you should be ashamed of yourselves.
My heart is bleeding for the Ramotsiri community. I'm very much disappointed, especially of the two women who are seated in front of us.
There is no explanation we can understand for tolerating the continued paralysis that is being reported to us.
MM and CFO, in your salaries, in your financial statements of last year, there's one last item there where you put it as other. What is included in that other? The MM, we have 362,000. The CFO, it's 244,000. What are the line items that are included in that other, in your salaries?
The question on other, I am not sure what could be other is something that was just on paper, but on the system, you cannot spend without a budget string. Also is something that we think we'll put it in writing. Already we do have our pay slips here and they don't have other. So that type of a disclosure is something that we need to relook at.
Because we're going to have a dialogue which might put us in the wrong. And we do not want to be in the wrong when we are in a platform like this.
We asked a very straightforward question here. We are not intimidating anyone, but we know these things that we are speaking about. I asked a question, you are an accounting officer. There is no way in your salary you have a 326,000 of something that is a return other that you are paying yourself and you don't know what is that. We are asking, what is the other under your salary and the salary of the CFO?
Just quickly on councillors and officials owing the municipalities for rates and services.
Indeed, councillors and officials, they do owe the municipality.
How do you encourage community members to pay for services while in your own house, in your own yard, they are not paying?
There are people that are indigent that's supposed to not pay for the services that are not getting the services because councillors and officials are not paying for their services.
The way the responses come make you feel that in fact this is the beginning of the discussion, not the end. Yeah, we will just introduce yourselves.
Let me greet yourself and all honorable members that are here today. My name is Tsepiso Mpero. I'm the Executive Mayor of Mahikeng Local Municipality. Thank
you. All protocol observed. Good afternoon. My name is Councilor Khagomati. I'm the Speaker of Mahikeng Local Municipality.
All protocol observed. Good afternoon. I'm Dineo Mongaketse, the Municipal Manager of Mahikeng.
Thank you, Chair. All protocol observed. My name is Eric Kesa. I'm the CFO of Mahikeng Local Municipality. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Barolo. Kibido Matlapi Moloitzai, Senior Manager, Infrastructure Services.
Honorable Maduna.
Oh, no, thank you. I want to check February 2023. There was you had a security company contract that would have ended. When it ended, you extended it with 3 months. Now, I want to check how much of the unauthorized expenditure did you spend in that contract? Because I believe that would not qualify as an emergency. As you would have known, when the contract is actually it's a source of poor planning. It's as a result of poor planning. Was this so I wanted to check how much did that extension, how much did you spend that extension? Was it properly approved by council? Ultimately, and I also want to check when you appointed the security service provider, it's largely there in the media. You appointed someone that would have used an address that relates to one of your employees in the office of the mayor, I think. And now, I want to check in the bid documents, did the winner declare that he was renting a property from that person? Because generally, I think say for me and you would agree that if you are renting a property from me, you know I work for that particular municipality and you are bidding there, it is required that you declare in the documents that you have some business relations with me, even if they have nothing to do with that particular tenant. So I want to check that. Furthermore, there are allegations in that you had awarded the 3-year contract, security contract, for as you awarded it for 63 million. If you calculate it to a month, it's about 1.7. There are allegations that you are paying those people more than 2 million a month. Was there any extension of scope?
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Member. The security contract was extended through Council resolution in terms of Section 116 by Mahikeng Council. Therefore, Council has approved the extension. On the issue of the address of one of our employees, indeed, we found out from the media that one of our employees' address was used for purpose of that security. Nonetheless, from our side, we did not, usually from the beginning of the financial year, senior managers and managers are expected to disclose all their properties on our disclosure form. So all senior managers and managers, they do disclose. Indeed, the tender was for 63 million. And at the time when the tender was awarded, obviously in terms of SARS laws, if you are not registered for VAT, you have to register for VAT. So that company then registered for VAT. And obviously there's an output and input VAT wherein the difference will be paid over to the state. So when the new CFO came also, we resolved the issue of VAT of that service provider, which was also a compliance matter. I think there was no extension. Like I've already alluded, the contract was extended in terms of Section 116 of MFMA. Thank you.
Thank you. You have 1 minute for follow-up.
No, thanks. I want to check. So the company would have bidded and awarded without a VAT, but after you were paying it, you are paying it including the input VAT. I think that's one follow-up. And secondly, I want to check MM and CFO. In your salaries, in your financial statements of last year, there's one last item there where you put it as other. What is included in that other? The MM, we have 362,000. The CFO, it's 244,000. What are the line items that are included in that other, in your salaries? Thank you.
Municipality.
Thank you, Chair. Sorry, thank you. So, they're saying
2 minutes.
I must not over-explain. So, if you charge me and you tell me that your price is 100 Rand excluding VAT, and the other person charge me and say, my price is 115 including VAT, is the same thing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Honorable Member. The question on other, I am not sure what could be other because municipalities and Mahikeng is one of the M-score. We are actually using M-score on our reporting. Each and every cent is spent on budget strings. So I think the CFO on the issue of other and salaries is something that was just on paper, but on the system, you cannot spend without a budget string. Thank you.
I think it would be a miscarriage of justice if we don't deal with this matter. One, according to the standard conditions of a tender, and also if you go to, you check where Public Works speaks about special conditions of, if you go further from the GCC, obviously you can if there are special conditions. I'm also going to that. They speak very explicitly about the tender amount. If you do not, if when you are tendering, and the amount that you are tendering with is going to make your turnover to be above R1 million. It goes further, I can quote you, it goes further and it explains that the tender amount must include VAT. When it has included VAT, you have 21 days to go and register and comply for VAT. Now, I asked you here that you were supposed to pay around about 1.7. There are allegations that you are paying more than 2 million. And you said it's because of VAT. But I'm saying to you, once a tender amount is accepted, that's what this GGC and the special conditions of a bid are saying. They are saying if you accept a tender amount, because it would have went through a particular process with that amount, you can no longer add that VAT after you have awarded those people. Now again, I'm going to ask, are the allegations that you are paying those people more than the amount that you gave them the tender for true? Secondly, we asked a very straightforward question here. We are not intimidating anyone, but we know these things that we are speaking about. I asked a question, you are an accounting officer. There is no way in your salary you have a 326,000 of something that is a return other that you are paying yourself and you don't know what is that. We are asking, what is the other under your salary and the salary of the CFO? In your salary, it's in your salary, it's 362,000. What is included in that ad? In the salary of the CFO, it's 244,000. There's no way that you can pay yourself salary and to know what is it. We want to know what is that. Thank you.
Can we get the responses at this point? And I'd like to plead with the members that we must move forward. There are two ways of dealing with the issue. If you are disagreeing on the issue, give us new information. If we think the information is not adequate, we will then ask for a full report. But we will not argue back and forth on the same issue. Let's hear where we are and then try and round the issue at that point. The members here get very concerned. If you wander away, please just focus on the answer and deal with the answer in as brief as possible. Thank you.
Sorry. So the VAT, I think we should take cue from Chair, because we're going to have a dialogue which might put us in the wrong, and we do not want to be in the wrong when we are in a platform like this. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, honorable members. On the issue of other, also is something that we think we'll put it in writing. Already we do have our pay slips here, and they don't have other. So that type of a disclosure is something that we need to relook at. So we'll report it in writing.
You see, I see now members are getting more and more agitated. Now, there are two issues that are creating a bit of agitation. Which one? Nepotism and the VAT. All right. Okay. Let's just deal with it this way. Let's get the information on the basis of which there is the accusation of nepotism and hand it over to the MECs for investigation. We need that to be the way to deal with it. Sometimes the way the responses come make you feel that, in fact, this is the beginning of the discussion, not the end. And that's what I can see. I haven't been there to follow it up properly, to understand it properly. So there's this issue of nepotism, MEC, COCTA, that's yours. We will need a report coming back to us. There's another issue of VAT. CFO, let's talk. We don't like your response. Ne? The reason why we don't like your response, now I might have got it wrong because I was moving in and out. So from what I hear, it sounds like this. No service provider will be given consideration unless they are registered for VAT, provided that the work they do is over $1 million. So if you are over $1 million, you must be VAT registered, otherwise we don't consider you. That's how I understand it. Next, the CFO says, we consider the applicants, the service providers, on the basis of the submissions they make. When they've done the submissions, we then decide who is most suitable, and then we award them the contract. But if it just so happened that the contract is more than $1 million, we would have then considered them whilst they were at lower than $1 million and therefore unregistered for VAT. And we will only ask them, once we have awarded them, that they must go and register for VAT. Did I understand it like that? Is that everybody's understanding? Am I wrong? I'm right. Okay. Now, here's your problem. There is no one who gets to be given a contract and apply and get considered for a contract unless we knew the value of the contract ourselves. And if we know the value of the contract, we already know that this one will be more than $1 million. Can't be 7 million and you got a shock, we thought it was 900,000. So there is no way we could not anticipate that the individual who would have applied for a particular contract would have had to be registered, because in the first instance, our own calculations are that he would have gotten a contract at more than $1 million. Now, you can certainly discover when you have issued out a contract at 20 million that in fact it's more than $1 million, when the people you considered were less than $1 million and therefore they were not VAT registered. It's not compliant from the start.
Honourable Member Van Zyl.
Thank you. I can see the Mayor is very proud. You can see it in the presentation, but however, I have some comments. Just quickly on councillors and officials owing the municipalities for rates and services. We know according to the Structures Act that you're not allowed as a councillor or an official to owe the municipality for more than 90 days. Do you have councillors and do you have officials that owe this municipality any rates and services? And what are you doing to address that? Because that is in fact illegal.
Thank you, Honourable Member. Indeed, councillors and officials, they do owe the municipality, and we are currently workshopping them in terms of the code of conduct, the code of conduct of municipal officials and also councillors. And the intention is that starting from this month, we will be making a reasonable reduction from their salaries for purpose of recouping for rates and taxes and services. Thank you.
We've noted that, but consciously, how do you allow your councillors and your workers to use services for free, whereas they don't fall under that category of indigents? I mean, it's a conscious matter. When you are working in the institution that provides services for you, you must pay. Why can't you have that system that deduct the money from their salaries? How do you encourage community members to pay for services while in your own house, in your own yard, they are not paying?
Thank you, Honourable Member. I'm not talking on behalf of officials, but before you deduct from one salary, they must agree. So it makes it difficult for us when they don't agree, but now because we are taking them on board on the importance, because we've got 775 employees, and it's something that we really want to do as the municipality, and the Corporate Services Department is currently engaging all our staff members for them to sign those stop orders so that we execute them. Thank you.
Chair. Permission to speak, please.
Yes, Major.
No, I think my apologies because you're the one chairing the meeting. We're getting a lot of intimidation from the honourable members. I think if we are not responding well, they should not throw hands. At least raise hands properly, then we'll be able to respond. Thank you.
You are protected, it's okay. Honourable Member Van Zyl.
Thank
30
you.
seconds.
Thank you. I have an issue with this saying that they have to agree. It's not a question about agreeing. You take them to a disciplinary. It's illegal. Same with the councillors. It is illegal. Now you want to say they have to agree to it. No, they are working. There are people that are indigent that's supposed to not pay for the services, that are not getting the services.
I'm going to speak to the municipality workers that are sitting there. Hello, sir. Kunjani, how are you? Nisebenza kwa masipala. Why are you sitting, guys? Because there's not a time to sit down. South Africans, yeah, it is bad. They are sitting, nothing doing. The municipality workers here in Jamestown province, Eastern Cape. Yeah, it is bad. That's how we see the ANC government. The ANC government, they've destroyed everything. Municipal workers just sitting there. At the end of the month, they are getting salary. 073 0084 105. ANC and his government, they must fall.
Oh yes, I wanted to ask about the performance bonuses.
No performance bonuses, I'm being informed, have been paid. I mean, people have not been performing there. It's a reality, Chairperson.
We have a query that we want to take you back to. I'm going to request you to turn around and face the back, all of you, because we're facing the difficult way. Either face this way, I think you face that screen. Turn around, all of you, speaker and everybody, please turn around. Look at that thing. Now, there are two questions. There's a question that was asked, and the answered it in two sentences which were categorical. The first statement said, there has not been any bonuses paid in the past because people did no work. That was his words. I want you to look at that. Is your statement. That's your annual financial statement that was submitted. Please, ma'am, finance manager, please focus, because you are going to answer the question. Now look at the back there. If you look at the top, at the top, number 1, number 2, number 3. Number 3 is bonus. Number 4 is bonus. And the year is 2024, and the figure is 18 million. The figure is 2023, the figure is 24 million. Now, by all accounts, bonus is a bonus, and the bonus is recorded the same way in whatever financial statements. That's the first question which we have. The said there has not been a bonus paid to any of them as members of the current administration, and there has not been any bonus paid for those in the past, and I quote, no work was done. It's his words. So show us the next slide, please. You only did one.
Yeah,
no, yeah, all right. You make a comment, comment, yeah, but I wanted to see the other slide. That's fine.
You'd see it, Chair. Yeah. Also, Chair, when you go to National Treasury and go to their financial statements for 2022-2023, there is an amount of bonuses that was paid under the employee-related cost on their financial statement. From 2022, it was 37 million. 2024, it was 24 million. And that is a draft financial statement that is on the website of the municipality showing a bonus, but the was adamant to say there was no bonuses paid. If you scroll up, Chair, there are no amounts that are showing how much was paid to the municipal manager, how much was paid to the CFO.
Can you scroll up?
There.
Yeah, there you are. That's it. Move on. Move it up.
Yes.
Move it up.
There are no amounts for 2024, 2025 showing there how much was paid for the salaries, allowances, either bonuses if they were.
Just wait. The is having another discussion.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
You'll continue. I wanted to. You see.
Can you see where I'm pointing, You see as per regulation, or as per the requirements of the Companies Act, you need to disclose salaries of the executives, like how you did last year. So the amounts for the current year, which is the year we are dealing with, because we are dealing with 2024, 2024, we are dealing with 2023, 2024. They are not showing on your draft financial statements there. But if you go to the top at note number 27, there's a bonus there. But you're adamant that you didn't pay any bonus, and we can't allocate that 16 million as a bonus that was paid to any executive, if there was a bonus paid to executive, or is it bonuses that were paid to employees? If you can take us into confidence. Thank you so much, Chair.
Thank you very much. Yes, can we please attend to that issue, MM?
Thank you very much, Chairperson. I must say, Chairperson, I'm not going to hide behind, I have to be advised by colleagues who have been there before me and who are actually specialists in that particular field. And I was advised that there's no bonus paid, but apparently it was in reference to executives. But there's collective agreement where people are getting annual 13th check. But with due respect, if I may hand over to the person who's dealing with the budget of the municipality to explain, in details as to what does this mean, because I may not be able to read the whole statement myself, because I'm not really familiar with all those figures. But what I know is that no director received any bonus. But maybe if you allow me, Chairperson, to hand over to the budget manager to relate to the screen behind us.
Okay, what's the name again? I'm sorry, ma'am.
Gauteng Khumalo.
Khumalo. Okay, ma'am Khumalo. There are two things to explain. The first one is to reconcile the statement of the MM saying that there was no bonus, and yet in your statement there is bonus. Number one. Number two is to explain on what basis is there no allocation on the remuneration of managers when it should have actually been reflected in numbers. Because that at least we know, everyone knows how much all of those managers are getting. Please deal with it and bring your mic closer to you so we can hear you. So your voice is pretty soft, so we can't always pick up everything you say. Please proceed.
Okay, thank you, Chairperson. The MM has already responded to the issue of bonuses. He was referring to the performance bonuses. Nothing was paid on that. But the bonuses that you see there is we can call it the 13th check, yes, for all employees except the section 56 and 57. The information that seems to be outstanding there, it might be the issue of the mapping, but can we be allowed?
Once you say might be, then we know you don't know. So what's your proposal? I think you must start by saying you don't know, so that we are clear. You are not giving us an answer now.
Okay, thank you, Chairperson. I am not sure, but it might be an issue of mapping. I was going to ask if can we be allowed to go and make a thorough research and come back with the correct responses. Thank you, Chairperson.
Any other questions? It is in relation to this issue. Let's close this so that we can come back to a conclusion.
Chair, when we asked about bonuses, we didn't ask specifically to the section 56 and 57. We asked bonuses, were there bonuses paid? And Chair, the MM was adamant to say no, because these people were not working, were not performing. But now on your financial statements, there are bonuses. And two, these financial statements, they are on your website. If you go to PPE, there are differences on your financial statements. If you look down, there are no disclosed amounts on how much was paid to a CFO, how much was paid to a MM, which is supposed to be there as per financials. So, Chair, we can close it that way. It's fine. Thanks.
When we ask the questions, we need transparency. as to what exactly is happening. Now, at this point, we can take a generic view. We will not take that as a conclusion of the meeting. This is just to come everyone to say there may be different explanations of why the matter is reflected as it is. Ms. Kumalo says she is not sure. The MM did not even realize that the figures are written that way. So on the basis of, I'm sorry, we're not going to that. So the request now is that they are going to give us a proper explanation, and the MEC for finance is here. He is the one who's going to give us this report with the details having been properly interrogated, so that we will then dispose of the issue. But I think what's important for us is that it is not acceptable that we would come and discuss audit issues and you are not familiar.